when Woodley rocked you and then got that guillotine, how like I want to know what was going through your head because that was possibly one of the best choke defenses I've ever seen in my entire life. I was absolutely losing my mind at the television, and I think that alone, weathering that storm, that alone gained you so many. In the room I was in, people were like, "Oh my God, I had no idea that he was that type of fighter." I mean, you're good looking, you've got all these amazing athletic abilities, but I don't know that people necessarily knew that side of you, and it was exciting to see that you could show it. So, what were you thinking when you were down
Thank
there?
you. You know what? It was, in the very first round, I felt the strength of Tyron Woodley, and I started walking around a whole lot lighter during the Johnny Hendricks fight because we had the new doping policy. We took the IV, so I wanted to know how my body would. I wasn't really sure how my body would cope, not having those IVs. So I started walking around about 185, and for this fight, my weight just started coming down a little too. I think started coming down too early. I was walking around about 182. And when I started to rehydrate, I only got back up to 178 when I stepped out there.
Oh
Oh,
wow,
And I
wow.
was like,
wow,
I just, yeah, I didn't get heavy at all. And, and Tyron out there felt every bit of 200 pounds, or at least close to it. So, if we ever step back out there again, I'm definitely going to be walking around a lot heavier. That's just something I feel I have to do in order to fight him again, and especially if I want to do well in those clinch positions. But yeah, in the fourth round, man, I felt really flat. I saw the punches coming. I didn't do anything about it. I literally just took those punches to the face. And after that shot, I don't remember a whole lot of anything else. I really don't remember defending, wearing, taking those shots to the face, getting back up to my feet. The only thing I remember is actually being in that guillotine and feeling how tight it was. For some odd reason, I was thinking to myself, I was like, I've got a lot of family and a lot of friends, came all this way to see me fight. I'm not going to tap.
yeah,
And, as tight as it was, and as soon as I thought that, I could feel his arms start to loosening up. I knew his arms started to kind of tire out a little bit, and that was my chance. I kind of waited in there, hoping his arms would, burn out just a little bit more and just kind of, work a few strikes here and there. And once my head popped out, it was, it was on, man. As soon as I popped that, it was like a second win. It was like I took his best shot, I took his best guillotine. Now all I can do is just fight. So I popped my head out, ended up throwing a little, some punches here and there, and yeah, man, the place went crazy. I literally, when I went back to watch that fight, watch the fight, you couldn't really hear anything. Everybody was cheering so loudly, so that was definitely put a smile on my face.
Have you already had the talks about the rematch? Is it officially yours, or is that just the chatter that we heard that night?
You know what? There was a lot of chatter going on that night. I know Dana White definitely wants to see that into rematch. And as of right now, my management company, I think Tyron Woodley is on board with us as well. Just don't have a set date. We know it's going to be us. We just don't have a set date yet. We're looking at probably late February, early March, but it's definitely going to happen.
Your thoughts on the MMAAA, with the Mixed Martial Arts Athletes Association, if you can sum it up in maybe 30, 45 seconds.
You know what? I think it's a group of fighters who are getting together and are there for the fighters' needs. If something is not going maybe their way, or maybe they feel like they're getting cheated a little bit, these are the guys that you can go to and they can make some noise for you. I know it's not a union yet, but I think it's gravitating towards that area, I guess you could say. But I haven't read a whole lot into it. But that's what I could kind of gather up, just kind of reading a little bit of the article that was going on. Just being in the venue and knowing, legendary performers, athletes walk through these halls